Hey friends, the fan edition of the Samsung Galaxy smartphone triggers discussion every year. Either it comes too late, it is too expensive or too stripped down. This year is no different, of course, apart from the fact that Samsung was pretty early with the S24 FE, just 7 months after the S24 series was released. What hasn't changed is the fact that the S24 FE was released at a retail price that was far too high at a time when the regular S24 had already dropped significantly in price. And then of course it makes more sense to go for the main version as the FE is less well equipped. And then of course you can't help but say that the S24 FE makes no sense at all. But friends, and I would like to start with two buts, because it puts the S24 FE in a completely new light. At the current time, just 8 weeks after its release, the price of the S24 FE has already fallen so significantly that, in my opinion, it is a real and cheaper alternative to the S24. If you look at the current offers on the internet, there is a price difference of 140 euros between the S24 and the S24 FE. But, and now comes the second objection, in my opinion the S24 FE is no alternative to the S24 at all. And I find the name S24 FE quite misleading, because the S24 FE is not a slimmed down S24 but a slimmed down S24 Plus. It has a much larger display than the normal S24 and even a larger battery. So from my point of view, it is pointless to say that the S24 FE is not worth it compared to the S24, because you are comparing apples with oranges here. The question has to be, is the S24 FE worth it compared to the S24 Plus? Then it gets really interesting, because if you compare the current prices, there is already a difference of 240 euros between them, and then it is definitely worth taking a closer look. Because the differences between the S24 Plus and the S24 FE are not that huge. Both have a 6.7-inch AMOLED display, but while the S24 Plus has a Quad HD Plus resolution, the S24 FE only has an FHD Plus resolution. But seriously, no one can see the difference in everyday use. While the display of the S24 Plus gets up to 2600 nits bright, the S24 FE only gets up to 1900 nits, which can make a difference in the readability of the display in direct sunlight. But here too, I have to put things into perspective, because the latest and current iPhone 16 Pro only has a peak brightness of 2000 nits, so what the S24 FE offers is nothing other than state of the art. What personally catches my eye, however, is that the S24 FE has slightly asymmetrical bezels. It is a bit thicker at the bottom than at the top. The S24 Plus has a nice even display edge. I prefer symmetrical display edges, but to be honest, after a short time you no longer notice it. What is noticeable, however, is that according to my statistics, there is an 80% chance that you, yes, I mean you, have not yet subscribed to this channel. I've been on a mission for the last 2 months of the year to grow this community to 10,000 friends, because the more friends we are, the more opportunities I have to produce the best and highest quality content for you with this channel, and I can't think of anything better than this. So friends, if you want to support me and my channel for free, just click subscribe now. It doesn't hurt, I promise. And now we'll move on. Another very small difference between the Plus and the FE is the battery. While the S24 Plus has a 4900 mAh battery, the S24 FE has a 4700 mAh battery, which is 700 mAh more than the normal S24. And of course, it's easier to fit a larger battery because it's bigger. Another difference between the S24 Plus and the S24 FE is the processor. The Plus has Samsung's own Exynos 2400 with 12 GB RAM, and the FE has the Exynos 2400E with 8 GB RAM. Do you notice a difference in everyday use? No. The Exynos 2400E works with a slightly reduced clock speed, and by slightly reduced, I mean a reduction of 0.1 GHz. It may be that the benchmarks see a minimal deviation here, but you won't notice it in everyday use. No idea why Samsung didn't just install the regular Exynos 2400. Maybe because otherwise the S24 Plus could suddenly become obsolete if they can't advertise differences in the processor. Who knows? Because as far as the dimensions are concerned, the differences are also minimal here. The S24 FE is 3.5 mm longer, 1.4 mm wider, and 0.3 mm thicker than the S24 Plus, and weighs with 213 grams, 17 grams more due to the size difference. There is also only a minimal difference in the camera. Both have a 50 megapixel main camera. The FE has a 12 megapixel wide angle and an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. The Plus has a 10 megapixel wide angle and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Neither have a macro mode. If you want that, you have to go for the S24 Ultra. The S24 FE has 10 megapixel for the selfie camera and the Plus has 12 megapixel. But as is well known, the hardware says very little about how good the quality of the shots is, because as with all current smartphones, the AI also subsequently optimizes the shots on the S24 FE. And now you can decide for yourself how good the S24 FE's shots are. Here are the recordings. The Galaxy S24 FE is a really good smartphone that has everything a current smartphone needs. A nice big display, a big battery, a IP68 certification that protects it against dust and water, a fast processor, and all the latest Galaxy AI functions that you can also find on the regular Galaxy S24 models. What I missed in everyday use with the S24 FE is that you have to make do with the optical fingerprint scanner, which is very accurate, but if you have used an S24 or a current Pixel device, it is noticeably slow. I think that is complaining at the highest level. But when putting your fingers on it, and then it's unlocked. If you use it exclusively, it probably won't be so noticeable. Another lifestyle issue is the fact that the back is not as beautifully frosted as the S24 models, but glossy, shiny glass. Please, just don't get the gray version here if you don't want to use a case. The fingerprints on it are a total disaster. So either you get one of the stylish Samsung cases or just a different color. I think the blue one is very good, for example, and you no longer have to deal with fingerprints. Contrary to the popular opinion that the S24 FE is not worth it compared to the S24 at the moment, I am of the opinion that it doesn't have to be worth it compared to the S24, because with the large display and the larger battery, it is in competition with the S24 Plus. And since the prices of the S24 FE have already fallen significantly, with a current price difference of 240 euros and the minimal differences to the S24 Plus, I find the S24 FE more than interesting and worth considering for anyone who absolutely wants a large display. I hope you liked my video about the S24 FE today. If so, then be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because you'll be supporting me more than you can imagine. With that in mind, friends, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and see you next time. Mwah.